Hey guys, how you doing? It's Voodoo here and welcome to episode 51 in my Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Emblem editor series. Today we're taking a look at the No Fear logo, which is a really cool brand. I've got quite a bit of their clothes, some No Fear mountain bike gear, and they do some pretty cool stuff, that's for sure. And I really like the brand. The logos come out absolutely awesome on the gun and really looks good on the player card too, so I'm really pleased with that. Real simple to do as well, not very difficult at all. Here's some of my previous emblems: Skrillex, Empire, Razer Gaming, you name it, they're all there. Check them out, and they're all in the playlist in the description. So let's get down to business on this logo. You want to grab yourself a rounded square to start with, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn that black and we're going to outline it, and that's going to be sort of like the beginning of the outline of the base layer. And then you want to copy and paste that square over the top of the other one, just sort of tweaking it, just to get it nice. What I've done is I've gone two sort of grids down and two up from the bottom and slightly rotated it. That's what we've gone there. But you can see I grabbed, copy and pasted the rounded square, laid it on top, turned it white and filled it in, so you got a nice full white base layer to go on. So then what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a curved line, and basically you want to freescale that, and we're going to make it sort of slightly curved, still keep a curve on it, but it wants to be slightly curved. Now this lower left eye is going to be slightly bigger than the higher right eye, because that's sort of like giving it a perspective of sort of depth on the image. So then what I've grabbed there is I've grabbed a flag breeze, and I've basically freescaled that to give it a nice sort of pointy end and a curve. And we're going to just lay that on the edge of the curved line. Then you want to copy and paste that curved line and sort of slightly rotate it clockwise so it flares out towards the left. You want to keep it nice and sort of tight in the right hand side of that line and sort of flares out towards the left. Now copy and paste that curved line over again to keep the same sort of curve, and I've just made it a little bit smaller, no freescaling, just a little bit smaller, just like I said to you, that give it a sort of the sort of depth sort of look to it. Then copy and paste another curved line over the top, slightly rotated it so it flares out towards the right hand side. Then we're going to copy and paste that flag breeze and just make it a little bit smaller, just to add on the end there, just sort of like basically like eyes sort of freehand sketched onto the image sort of thing. That's the sort of effect you're looking to go for. So then what you want to do is you want to grab yourself a quarter circle, slightly freescale that then turns it a little bit squiffy like that. And couldn't get the effect by just using one of them, so what I did was I used one, just sort of slightly rotated it and left a gap, and we're going to fill that gap in a moment, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And then I grabbed another one, didn't copy and paste. You could copy and paste it across if you want, but it doesn't matter. Like I say, these lines they ain't all got to be copy and pasted, because it's sort of like a freehand sort of sketch sort of thing, so there is going to be sort of indiscrepancies along the way. If at any point you feel I'm going too fast, hit the pause button or rewind, and that way you'll be able to keep track of what I'm doing. So what I've grabbed here is I've grabbed the bone, slightly freescaled that. And don't worry about the little bit poking up at the top, we're going to cover that up later. Then grab the copy and paste that bone across, make it slightly larger, and you just want to make it so it's got a sort of nice curve that goes in line with the eye. That way there will be a little bit poking up above the top eyebrow, but like I said to you, we can cover that up later and it's not going to be a major issue. We still had one layer left at the end of this, so we didn't use absolutely every single layer. Now what you want to do is you want to grab yourself, now these are a cartoon smile, I think they call them on it, a smile outline. So there used to be a cartoon smile on Black Ops 1, and basically you want to make it sort of relatively flat. There's a slight curve on there, nothing too major, and then basically that sort of goes underneath the eye, sort of like a crease, sort of like a wrinkle effect sort of thing. So they're going to cross over sort of like central between the eyes, and then you want to grab another one and you want to make it quite small, and we're going to sort of basically straighten that out near enough and flip it around, and it's going to be slightly curved towards the right hand eye, or left if you're the actual person, but right as we look at it. But then that's some little details going in there. Then what you want to do is you want to grab another curved line. We're going to make it sort of small, and what that one's going to do is that's going to go from the sort of eye to eye at the bottom there. So like I said, these are like the wrinkle effects. These add really cool detail to the image, so it's well worth putting these in and making it look really good. And we're going to grab another one. We use 3 in total on this little bit, and it's going to go basically from the sort of right eye on the screen up towards the left, and then copy and paste it across and go from the left eye up just above the right hand eye. And then that's really straightforward, really easy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab a circle, make it oval. That's going to be the beginning of the eye. This is where the image really comes together and looks absolutely awesome. So pleased with the way it looks. I will lower them down a little bit later on, but just basically copy and paste the that oval again, or the circle, make it smaller. That's going to be the bottom of the eye. Obviously the eyes can be any colour you want. Red I think looks super mean, so that's why I've left it red, and that goes hand in hand with the original image. So then basically what we're going to do is here, as you can see, I'm just making them a little bit smaller and just sorting them out. Then grab a circle, make it slightly oval, leave it white, put it in the sort of top left hand side of the eye. That's like a reflection of light in the eye, sort of like gives the image a little bit more depth. You can see I'm lowering down. Obviously if you guys like this emblem, feel free to hit the like button, and also check out the playlist, and if you've got any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and check the playlist first though, please, before you leave any suggestions on what emblems you want me to do. But we're sort of getting towards the end of the image here. It's coming along really cool. What we're going to do is here, we're going to add in some shading effects on the top of the eye. It's another nice little sort of cool effect. Now basically you want to get a curved line. I've turned it grey and dropped the opacity down to 45% is where I sit it at. And don't worry about it overlapping the top of the eyebrow, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring that eyebrow from the bottom layer just up to the top to go over the top of that grey thing. So it sort of just makes a nice sort of curve, sort of makes it just look a little bit better, where it sort of curves and flares out towards the left hand side. It looks a lot better in that way. It's a nice little effect, sort of under the eyebrow rather than over the top. You can do it however you want, but that's the way it looks better, so for the time it takes I would just do it that way. And then we're going to sort of repeat the process for the left hand eye. But what I did with the left hand eye is the curved line only went to the edge of the sort of black bit of the eye. It didn't go all the way across like it does in the left eye. So and as I say, left and right, as I'm looking at them on the screen, not your actual left and right eye. It's a little bit confusing if you want to look at it from your own perspective. So I used two of them curved lines in the right hand eye, and they still sat the same opacity. They're both at 45%, and that's really sort of cool. And I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to bring that eyebrow from the lower layer all the way up to the top to cover that over, and that way it sort of looks a little bit better. So what you're going to see me doing here is I grab and I copy and paste one of them curved lines, we lay it underneath the eye. It just again adds a sort of extra effect on there, just a little bit of shading, and the details are really what makes it look really super cool. So what I'm doing is here I'm grabbing a bone and we sort of freescale that down a little bit just to cover up them little bits that poke out the top of the eyes, just to get the image looking absolutely 100% authentic and super cool. And once you've done that for both sides, the image is done and dusted, and we are there. So as always guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe if you've really enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. See you later.